and going to talk about the drums here a little bit. I got a custom Masterworks kit from Pearl, and sort of what makes this kit unique is it has a ply of Bubinga on the outside and on the inside of the shells. So I have 8x7, 8x8, 10x8, 12x8, 14x14 floor tom, 16x16 floor tom, 20x14 gong drum, two 22x18 bass drums, and a 20-ply 14x5 snare drum. So these are essentially 8-ply drums, 6-ply maple, 2-ply Bubinga, and these are 10-ply drums, 8-ply maple, 2-ply Bubinga. Not easy to say, really. But they're just amazing drums. I've had this kit on the road with me for 3 years, and I'm sort of not the guy that, you know, every year I want a different color kit. I mean, this is my instrument. I plan on playing these drums for quite some time. And that's how I feel about these Pearl Masterworks drum sets. You can create your own kit, and I wanted to create the sound that I was looking for. I've always favored thicker shelled drums because I think that they produce a really strong fundamental note, and the microphone has an easy time reading that note. I've been playing Sabian cymbals for 12 years now, and I use a lot of different lines in different musical things, you know, whether it's clinics or recording sessions. But the rig that I have that I think works best with being out with the band Styx is a 19 AAX Extreme China, 17, 19, 18, 20 vault crashes. We got an AA 10 splash, AAX 8 splash, AA 6 splash, 14-inch AA regular hi-hats. This ride I've been using for 10 years. This is a 22 precision ride. Brilliant finish. I like brilliant finish. They shine, they sparkle. 13-inch stage hats, 22 Extreme China. They make that one for me, but you can order one too. It's the cool thing about Sabian is they'll make whatever you want. I got a 10-inch chopper, and gosh, I think it's maybe an 8 or 9-inch prototype bell. And they're just great cymbals. They cut, but they're musical. You know, that's really important. And you know, you get what you pay for. You want musical cymbals. I mean, they're gonna make you play better. Better drums are gonna make you play better. If your drums sound like a couch, you know, you're not gonna think very melodically on it. So, Sabian cymbals, and they last. They last and last. Drum heads, Remo. I played Remo my whole life. I like clear ambassadors, tops and bottom of the toms. I like to tune the bottom heads just a little higher than the tops so you can get a nice dip. Real strong fundamental note. Coated ambassador on the snare, ambassador snare side, and clear power stroke 3s. And I use Danmar discs for a really nice punch attack. I have pillows in the bass drum. It's kind of old school because when you're playing, you know, big arenas, the bass drum is already going to go. So to have a big open drum, I mean, if you're playing Led Zeppelin stuff, that works for that. But I want spike and clarity, and that really helps me. Boom, dum, dum, you know. I want it to sound like da, not. So that's why I go old school with a pillow and the kick drum. Ambassador bass 20 on the gong drum. Just really strong fundamental notes. I've been with ProMark sticks for a while and developed a signature stick with them that I think is very unique. It's not just another 5B with a signature on it. The thing that makes these unique is, for starters, they're made of maple. And maple is a lighter, less dense wood than hickory or oak. So I can get a pretty fat 5B size that fills out my hand, but they're light. So I'm playing them. They're not playing me. They kind of feel like when you're sitting there air drumming and working something out, that's the way they feel in my hands. I never have to adjust for the stick. You know, they're truly, you know, it's a cliche, but they're truly an extension of my hands. I discovered Audix microphones through an engineer buddy of mine, and it started with the i5. You know, I always used a 57 on the snare, and he was putting a different mic on. And I was like, whoa, what are you doing? And he said, trust me, check out this mic. If you don't like it, I'll put another one on, but check this out. And he described it as sounding like a 57 after you worked a half hour on straight out of the box. So that got me interested in Audix microphones. I've never been that big of a mic guy, and have usually been subservient to whatever the engineer or producer wants. But man, the D2s on the racks, D4s on the floor, D6s in the kick drums, the gong drum, I5, top and bottom of the snare. I think I got, was it AX51s on the hats. And these overheads are ridiculous, the SCX 25As. I would put them up against competing German and Austrian brands at 3 times the price, and these would come out the victors. They also sound great on acoustic guitars and vocals, for recording. And for the price, I think you can't beat them. Every engineer that I've turned these on to has ended up buying a pair. So, and I have 3. So, Audix microphones, really dig them.